good plays are on them and all the bad plays are on me, so go out and enjoy it. So my fun comes from just kind of sitting back and watching it. You know, like a parent. You know, you want to have you want your kids to enjoy it. You know, and you want to be able to provide that for them. But kind of sitting back and watching that's why I can enjoy it.
And you're talking about the split thing, and you can't always do it every play. And the situation I think they want to do as a play caller. With respect to the two playoff games and not blitzing as much, what are the situations that allow you guys to make it down?
Well, you know, I think the way our offense has been playing, and the fact that you know, we've been able to take control of the game early. You know, I've tried to manage those situations, and I think that's always a good situation for any team to be in. And you know, you don't want to be that guy who just because I want to show my creative side that, you know, we end up giving something up. So I think you got to manage the situation of the game.
What's your expectations for Friday out of your guys? The game plan, the way they're playing, what's your expectations?
I expect them to perform at a high level and execute the game plan at a high level and play really hard and everyone to see the silver bullets flying around the field. You know, and that's what I expect.
You talked about changing picture post-snap and making it tougher on quarterbacks. How much does it help to have guys like Caleb and Jordan who have been so versatile in different places on his defense to do that for you?
Yeah, veterans who understand the game and who are into the game, you know, and love the nuance of it and the details of it, and they know how to do it. It's a big deal to have guys like that.
Jim, how close is this defense right now to what you pictured when you took this job? I mean, obviously, you'd love to have every year a team with 25 dudes who are in their third year in the system.
Right.
But how close is it now, execution-wise, talent-wise, scheme-wise, to where you envisioned it could get?
Yeah. I try to never envision the scheme of it because my job is to, you know, roll with what the players do well and be able to interchange those parts and come up with things when we need them and solve problems. So, you know, I don't have this I never had a grand plan for it's going to go this way. You know, I wanted it to go with what the players do well and what fits. But in terms of the actual overall execution and confidence and how they're playing, yeah, it's exactly what I do.
Offensively, there's almost like this cheat code where it's like, well, if something's not looking perfect, just throw it to Jeremiah and he'll make the play. Is Caleb that same sort of piece on defense?
Caleb can be that way, you know. I think at times he is, you know. At times he becomes that eraser, you know, who makes things right. But they all do it at times too. You know, I mean, sometimes I'm not perfect, you know, and it's like you see things happen, then a guy just makes a play. You know what I mean? That's the game. But I think Caleb does that, you know, as much or more than anybody else.
You're talking about guys just making plays with Jack, with JT, with Tyreek, and these guys all sort of surging at the same time. Is it just a matter of confidence with them? Like, all year long, you're really close, right? You're super close to getting to the quarterback, and then it's like the floodgates open.
Yeah, it's confidence and it's habits, and you know, don't discount momentum. You know, like that's life. I mean, start making plays, the other guy makes them, and you make them, and back and forth, and that's real. That's real. But it is a lot about habits and belief in each other, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it, and eventually you break through. You know, so we got some good momentum going right now.
How much does the chemistry between Tyreek and Tyreek was talking about their relationship earlier this week, just the chemistry they have, how much does that help to have on the interior?
Yeah, you got two tackles like that, and those guys have a great bond, and they feed off each other. And different personalities, you know. Ty is real quiet. Tyreek is not, you know. So I mean, they're a great pair, and it's nice to see those guys flourishing.
Talking about Caleb as well too, his game experience it makes him kind of a better. Do you have to remind yourself sometimes that it's impressive that he's a sophomore already playing on this?
No, because Caleb, from the first time I met him as a recruit, he seemed like he was 25 years old. That's just the way he is. He's extremely mature.
What makes Steve Sarkisian's offense a challenge for you as a defensive play caller versus what he does?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of motions and shifts and all kinds of things that stretch you horizontally and vertically. And, he does a great job with mixing it up and scripting the game to keep you off balance. He's really good at that.
How many times have you gone head-to-head against him as a play caller?
I think just once, my last year at Oklahoma State.
Do you see any similarities from then to now?
Oh yeah, a lot. He's good at what he does, and it shows over the course of time kind of how he does it.
So many guys have obviously decided to come back on defense after last season. And I mean, obviously there's so many pros to that, but how do you manage that amount of, people and personalities at the same time?
It hasn't been hard because they're good people. They're really quality young men, and it has not been hard because, they're brothers and their bond is strong and they're doing it for each other, so it has not been a challenge.
When you bring in a player like Caleb, obviously, it's a great piece, but, what was this transition like also socially to just get into that secondary room?
Like I said from the start, Caleb is, he's a serious young man. So he walks in, and from day one, everybody respects him because it's just the way he does his business. He comes in, takes notes, asks questions, always watching extra film. He's just very mature, very professional. So he establishes his own reputation from the minute he walks in the room.